We will start out with Alex's question. He asked, how can people be sure to get an insert listed for free by mail?
Well, thank you, Alex, for your question. That's actually a good one. A lot of people may not know how the NPN works, which stands for no purchase necessary. Essentially, it gives everybody an equal chance to get the insert card listed on the pack. And when you send in your card, when the deadline is passed, we basically pull those, we pull winners, randomly selected winners from the stack of cards that we get in-house, and those people will get the inserts. So, to answer your question, not everybody's guaranteed one just because you send the card in, so it is based on the odds of the actual insert.
Our next question comes to us from Sean, who asks, do you have to negotiate different royalty fees to sign each individual driver, or is there a straightforward process across all drivers and divisions?
We actually keep it very simple. Everybody, the NASCAR, Sprint Cup Series, Nationwide, and Truck, they're all on equal footing in terms of royalties. So we do keep that consistent.
And David asks, I was wondering how you keep quality control, or more to the point, how do you know you're only putting one autograph in a box, and so on?
This is actually one of the things that we pride ourselves on. We take a lot of care to make sure that what we say we're delivering actually gets delivered, and that usually entails myself or our production manager, Aaron, actually will fly down to Texas during production and sign off on things, check things before we start, check things while things are running. So there's always one of us, somebody from Press Pass is there on site, making sure that the proper cards are being dropped at the correct rate. In addition to the people that actually are checking it that work for the production company in Texas.
Okay. Robert asks, does someone witness the signatures? When there are delays, it usually says the cards are in the athlete's hands and waiting to be returned. Have you ever caught anyone forging the cards? If so, can we ask you?
Actually, we have not caught anybody forging cards, so that's definitely a good thing. The licensors that we work with, our partners in the industry, all take that very seriously. We don't witness all of the autographs with the driver schedule in a long season. It's tough to really nail those guys down and sit down with them on a regular basis. So usually the cards are handled by their business manager or the licensing person. And they have, a lot of the guys now have rooms that they set in where the cards are laid out and they sign everything and they autograph. So NASCAR is probably quite a bit different in terms of other sports, but everything you get is definitely authentic.
Tom asks, why not put more inserts in retail products? For those of us that don't have hobby shops within 300 miles that carry NASCAR products. He buys 90% of his Press Pass products from Target or Walmart.
All right. Well, as you may know, the hobby prices are usually a bit more, and that's because they deliver more value, more inserts, more autographs, more memorabilia. So you'll find more of those in the hobby boxes for that reason. The second part of that, if you can't find a hobby shop, if you have one, don't have one within 300 miles, like you say, I would recommend maybe going to our website or just looking online. There's a lot of retailers that sell product online. So that's what we'd love to do.
And then our next question comes from Val. He asks, how come Press Pass does not produce a set at a super low price point with no or limited inserts?
Well, I'm not sure what exactly super low price point you have in mind. We do have a lot of products where we offer at $2.99 per pack on the retail side. So similar to Tom's question, you have that option in the retail Walmart and Target of getting packs at a little bit more affordable price. And we've tested the concept of making a hobby product that's very stripped down with no autographs or memorabilia, some on tracks in 2006. But based on the feedback from collectors, that's not really something they wanted. People want the autographs and the memorabilia, and that's what they're really chasing.
The next question is, what percentage of inserts are redemptions? Does Press Pass as a company have a standard percentage number they try to meet across all product lines? If so, what is that number?
0.
Big 0.
That's our number. We always try to have 0 redemptions, especially in the NASCAR releases. If we know a driver is not going to have his cards ready in time, we will, if you see us pushing the date back, the live date back a week, it's probably because we want to make sure we get everybody's autographs in there. So we hate redemption just as much as you guys because there's a lot involved in terms of processing those. So we make our best efforts to make sure there are no redemptions on our products. So, and when they do happen, customer relations is always good to turn things around really quickly for our customers.
Next question is, there seem to be so many company autographs out in the market. Do you fear that the insert market is peaking and doesn't deliver the value it once did?
Well, as you know, the values on anything in the secondary market fluctuate for a variety of reasons. For instance, if Dale Jr. Would have won this past weekend or in Charlotte a few weeks ago, his values would probably be higher than they are now. So there's a lot of factors that outside of our control that will affect the values. As far as what's within our control, we try to just make sure we deliver consistent value for what you're paying. And when we do kind of push the limits and do a product like 5-star that we did last year, that's not something we're going to do every year because we're cognizant of flooding the market. So we definitely don't want to do that. So the higher end product like that is going to be maybe once every 3 years. And it's the other reason you don't see 5 or 6 hits in some of our boxes. We try to be consistent in terms of what we're delivering and protect those secondary market values.
Our next question is, why on 5-star cards was there no DJ Kazmierzak, Senior Vice President of Press Pass stamping on the back of the card? Was that a misprint?
We fired him. No, I'm just kidding. That was the designs on 5-star. We wanted to keep those very clean. There's a lot of information on some of those cards, with, talking about which patches were on there and that sort of thing. So that was mainly just a design consideration. We needed the extra space and didn't want to crowd the card. So DJ is still with us, and his signature appeared on all autograph cards since then. So.
And now you know how to say his last name.
Yes.
Our next question is from Reed, and he asks, how do you decide how many Sprint Cup, Nationwide, and Truck drivers will be in each set? For example, your wheel set features some Nationwide and Truck drivers. Stealth has only Cup and Nationwide drivers, and Premium has only Cup drivers.
A lot of that has to do with price points. The higher price point items like Showcase, obviously you're paying more, so you want to make sure you get values that are consistent with what you're paying for. So that's the main reason. And then a product like Fanfare that we have coming out, where it's $19.99 for a kid, that's one of our more comprehensive brands. So we will have more Truck, Nationwide, and Cup drivers in that set than any other set that we've done, just because we want to give people a cool, comprehensive set to chase at a reasonable price.
Kevin asks, will there ever be more non-racing sets like KISS? And whatever happened to the AC/DC set?
AC/DC was thunderstruck, unfortunately. There were some licensing complications that arose that basically caused us to cancel that release. However, we are working on several new licenses with the properties because we enjoyed the Elvis sets and the KISS set went over very well, and we enjoyed doing those. So I would look for us to announce some new properties and new licenses very soon.
And we'll be announcing those on Twitter and Facebook. So thank you all for following. Thank you for your questions. And we will have more news, contests, and updates soon.
Thanks.